How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? Tyler here, and in today's video, we're doing a little mystery tackle box slam, or at least we're going to attempt to. So I haven't opened it up yet, but I hope there's some good stuff in here for ponds, because we're at 2 ponds today, and typically they give a pretty diverse package of stuff, and you can have river stuff, pond stuff, creek stuff, so hopefully we get a lot of pond stuff. If not, we might have a little trouble, but without further ado, let's crack into it. Alright guys, without further ado, let's pop into this mystery tackle box. Like I was saying, I hope there's a lot of good pond stuff in here, and the first thing is the net bait twin tail. So it looks like a little type of worm here, a little curly twin tail worm. That's pretty perfect for a pond. I mean, if we're looking for pond baits, that should tear them up pretty good. Alright, number 2, one that's not going to be so good for ponds, the Googan Squad Scout. The reason it's not going to be too good for ponds is quite obvious. There's no shad running around through here, and that's a shad colorway, so we might have a problem there, but who knows? Sometimes match the hatch doesn't apply, and hopefully today's one is one of those days. Alright, well, here is a pond hopping classic, the chatterbait. Black and blue, perfect color. This should be a pretty easy bait to catch a bass on. I hope the bass are feeding on moving baits today, because that seems like what we have a lot of. They might not be, but we'll hope for the best that they're biting on moving baits. Alright, here's an interesting one. The Googan Squad Crack and Crawl Jr. And the reason that this is an interesting bait to get is because there's no crawfish in these ponds. None at all, but should be a pretty good bait nonetheless. Bass love to bite on plastics, and who knows, maybe it won't affect us that there's no crawls in here. Maybe they'll just think it's some type of little bug and bite it. That's, I guess, what we have to hope for. Last but not least, Harmony Fishing Company EWG hooks. There's only 2 of them in here. So, oh, my bad. There's 3 of them in here, but nothing special there. Just some hooks to rig up the plastics with. But yeah, that seems to be about it for the box. We have the Dibbles Digest, and we also have our sticker in here, right there. It's a pretty cool sticker. I'm keeping all of these. I don't know what I'll do with them, but I'm gonna keep them all, and yeah, who knows? Maybe I end up doing a giveaway with them. I don't know. All right, well, I'm going to get rigged up. The ponds are looking good today, and got a little challenge to go with this. If I fail the MTB challenge, I'm going to follow 5 of you guys on Instagram. So go ahead, drop your Instagrams down in the comments if I fail. If not, I don't know. But if I fail, I will follow 5 of you guys on Instagram. All right, so the first bait we're going to rig up is these little net bait twin tails. So something that I've quickly noticed about these is these are trailers. These are not meant to be used on their own. But I'm going to do that anyway. They gave me these hooks, which are some big EWG hooks, but they're the wrong size. So I went into my tackle box and got this little bitty miniature EWG hook, if you can see that there. And we're going to go ahead and use that to rig one of these up. I'm going to start with this first because I think it's the easiest bait that we got. And hopefully we can catch one with it quick. And I've rigged up the Scout, I think it was called. The Junior Scout, and I also rigged up the chatterbait on my other rods. So hopefully we can get this bait done quick and get on to those. But I'll tell you what, this looks like something you'd catch crappie on, and there is no crappie in this pond, but I'm gonna do anything we catch for the MTB challenge, so not just bass. There's some huge shell cracker in here and some huge bluegill, like over a pound. Definitely a chance we catch one of those on here. All right, so we're all rigged up there. Looks like a pretty good bait. It almost looks like a crawl, but it is a twin tail little worm bait. So I don't know, maybe we get something, maybe we don't. I'm gonna throw it around here, and yeah, we'll give it about 30 minutes. If I don't get a bite on it, we'll switch to the next bait. And there's a feeding frenzy going on over there. Can y'all see that? Oh, the camera's still pointed down. There's a feeding frenzy going on over there. I don't know if y'all can see that. Let's get into the water and see if we can get a fish. All right, slight modification early. The bait does not sink, so I'm going to go put a split shot above this. I know that's not the technique that you'd usually use. I don't feel like re-rigging the bait totally, though, so I'm going to go throw a split shot on this, and hopefully that'll help it sink. All right, well, hopefully that helps it sink a little bit. Put a split shot about 2 inches above the worm, and yeah, hopefully that should help it sink. I know what you should be doing, or what I should be doing, is putting a bullet weight on here and totally re-rigging. I just don't feel like doing that, so this should work just fine. These bass in this pond are really not too picky, so hopefully this should help us catch a fish. Fish on, got one. That's a good bass, I think. It's maybe not huge, but I got one. First bait of the day is down. A little half-pound, 1-pound bass. Not too bad of a fish, but man, he hit it like a daggone hammer. There we go. Hook out. First fish of the day. Got the little twin tail done. Skinny guy too. Man, he needs to eat something. These bass are spawned out, I think. Doesn't have a lot of damage on his tail or anything, but man, he's skinny. We'll get him back in the water. I got to toss him a little bit, but he should be fine. And yeah, he swam off just fine. Well, first bait of the day is down, and a little grassy too. But I think now we're going to go put on maybe the Junior Scout. There's a lot of wind today, so I think a moving bait should be pretty good today. All right, well, this will be a challenge, and I don't have a ton of confidence for it. The Guggen Squad Junior Scout. It'd be a better bait if the color was just better. We're gonna have a lot of trouble catching something in a pond on a little shad colorway, but hopefully. Got one, fish on, got one. Oh, dang it, dude. Had one. Got him on the straight retrieve too. Darn, I don't know how many more chances we're gonna get with this Junior Scout. I was really hoping when we hook one, these big trebles would come into play and they wouldn't get off, but it wasn't even a huge fish either. Maybe that gives me a little bit more confidence in this bait, but just in a straight retrieve. I think they're a little too dormant today to go for a jerk bait when it's jerking, obviously, but maybe on the straight retrieve we can get it done. Can also cast this thing pretty far. I mean, it goes for miles, so should be able to get a lot of efficiency out of our casts. Fish on, got one, got one. Feels like a good fish. Man, he hasn't came up yet. I just lost him. Oh my gosh, that was a good fish. Oh, dude, oh my gosh. You know it was a good fish because he never even surfaced. He never came close to surfacing. Just dove further and further. He wasn't coming in at all either. I mean, he was just taking drag. This reel doesn't have like a clicker on the drag. He was just taking drag out. Dang. Well, we didn't break off, which is a good thing. That's about the only positive I can bring from this. That's the third fish we've had on this little Junior Scout. I don't know how they're getting off. It's got big trebles. You'd think it'd be able to hook them pretty good with these trebles, but it's just no cigar. Not getting very lucky. Man, that was a good fish. I'm not gonna say it was like 10 or anything crazy like that. It's probably a good 4 or 5 pounder though. And on a day like today, you can't afford to lose those fish. You just can't. Well, challenge failed. That's about it. We just popped off on a log. I tried to go around the pond, maybe thinking that, I don't know, it'd free up somewhere, but it didn't. Challenge failed. Drop your Instagrams in the comments. I'll be following 5 of you back. But it's not it. We're gonna go put on the chatterbait now and do the pond. I mean, I'm not giving up. We're gonna get as close to completion as we can. But yeah, that's a fail. That's a big fail. Well, talk about an epic fail. I fished with the chatterbait for a while and nothing was happening, so I figured we'll at least catch some fish before I end off the video. I'll come grab some Senkos and we'll just go around tearing it up. But I just put on my wacky rig and realized I didn't bring my Senkos with me. Better yet, I didn't bring any soft plastics with me. I forgot my boxes with soft plastics in them. So we're not ending off the video, but I think we're gonna end this day of fishing because we can't really do a lot of good. We lost our jerk bait that we were using for the challenge. I don't have any soft plastics. We'll pick this up tomorrow. We're gonna catch some fish. Now I'm on a mission. We're gonna come back out tomorrow and catch some fish. So we're fishing off the back of a storm that came through earlier, and I really don't know how the fishing's gonna be. We're fishing with this little worm that I got a while back. I've never used it. It's called the bubble butt. It looks like a pretty good worm. I don't see why it wouldn't be. It says it's got donkey sauce infused in it, so don't really know what that is, but hopefully it helps us catch some bass out here today. Shouldn't be too bad of a day of fishing because, like I said, stormed earlier and now it's pretty warm out here, good conditions, so who knows. I'd like the skies to be a little bit darker still. A little too bluebird for me, but who knows, maybe we get lucky. Got one. That's early. That's pretty quick. It's a good fish. It's not huge, but definitely a good bass. Don't want to let this guy get off though. Look at that. Man, that's a bigger fish and more fish than we caught all day out here yesterday. Drag's not set. That's crazy. Already caught more, and well, not more, but already caught a bigger fish than we caught all the time we were out here yesterday. So that's pretty good. All right, hook out. It's a good sized fish. Nothing huge, but definitely nothing small either. He's got some sores on his side. Looks like he got attacked by something at some point. Definitely not a huge fish, but good bass nonetheless. About probably a pound. Nothing huge though. We'll get him back in the water. Off he goes. Like I said, this could be a pretty good day of fishing considering that front just came through. I don't know. Hopefully it is. Got one. Got one. Doesn't seem like a huge one. Ah, dang it. That was a good fish. It wasn't huge, but it was a good fish. Darn. Probably about 2 pounds or so. And the fish in these ponds, I don't think they like donkey sauce much. That's only our second fish or third fish to even bite. Caught the first one, didn't get the second or third. Hopefully we'll get the next. Just tossed it in the exact same spot, so maybe he'll come back for it. Got one. That feels like a pretty good fish. It's taken drag already, but it's all the way out there, so I don't really know how big it is. No, it's not huge. It's just so far out there that I couldn't really tell what it was. Putting my glasses on actually while I hooked it, so yeah, there we go. Nothing huge, just another one about the same size as the last, maybe a little smaller. I don't really want to get a hook in the finger though, so let me be careful. All right, hook out. We'll get him back in the water. Nothing huge, just another little guy. This one's actually considerably smaller, I think, than the last one we got. Get him back in the water. Off he goes. I thought he was a little bit better fish at first, but sometimes when your line is that far out there, you can't really tell. I think that's kind of what just happened, but seems like we're actually starting to get on a bit of a roll, so gotta get the bait back in the water, see if we can hook another. Got one. I don't know how big he is yet, but he feels decent. That's a good fish, nothing huge. Decent size though, about 1.5 pounds, maybe 2. Pretty good fish. Don't want to lose him though. Get him in here to the bank. Get in the boat. There we go. He's about 1.5 pounds, 2 pounds. Nothing huge, but good fish nonetheless. All right, hook out. Best fish of the day, I think. Definitely close. About 1.5 pounds, maybe, if we're being generous. Nothing huge again, but good fish. We'll get him back in the water. So for a day that started out not so good, we've caught 3 fish and got about 5 bites, so it's not been the worst day ever. It'd be nice to catch a couple more though and get a big one. Well guys, I guess that's about gonna wrap up this video. Appreciate y'all watching. If you enjoyed the video, go ahead, drop a like, subscribe, comment, turn on post notifications, and yeah, I failed the challenge though, so go ahead and drop your Instagrams in the comments below and I might drop you a follow back. Thank you guys for watching. Peace. Thought the video was over, but just threw in a hula popper, caught the biggest fish of the day, so pretty cool. Now the video might be over. I don't know, I might catch another, but put him back in the water. Off he goes.